Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chike James, and if you're seeing my face for the first time, thank you for clicking onto this video. And if you're a returning subscriber, you already know that I love you so much. So guys, today I'm just going to be going straight into this video. So I got a comment. I've gotten a couple of comments over time, right? People telling me to like share how I was able to pick a daycare for my kids. And the latest one I got, she says she's a mom. She just moved into Canada and she wants to work too, so she would like appreciate if I share like how I was able to find daycare for my kids. So this video will be coming in 3 parts. In the first part, I'll be sharing my own personal experience. In the second part, I'll be sharing like the general experience of how it's the regular way it's done, because my personal experience is very different from the regular way it's done. And then the third part, I'll be sharing how I was able to finance the daycare. Okay, so keep watching. Okay, personally, why I said I will share my own experience first is because God works with me differently, right? I believe that when it comes to me, my things are always not like the regular type. It's not like the normal, it's not usual. Like things are very different when it comes with me, everything. And that does not exclude how I was able to put my kids in daycare. So you can't say like the way I got my own will be like a standard for you, because I mean, God always comes through for me in a different way. Let me just put it that way. So the first thing that I would say I did was to pray. Anytime we've had to like do relocations, even interstate relocations, when we are back home in Nigeria, one thing I do is to go first in prayer. The two things I pray is my children's school, and the second thing is about our house, like wherever we will live. I always tell God, send your angels to go ahead of us and just, I don't know, just get them the perfect school and get us the perfect home. That's when we were coming to, before we came to Canada, I did the same thing. I prayed a lot about our house and our children's school. So I think that the prayers that I made went ahead of me as a seed and just waited for me in Canada, because when we came to Canada, God just orchestrated everything in such a way that my house, my children's school, my children's daycare, my job, everything is close. When I mean close, I mean if you want to leg it, right, everything is not more than 30 minutes. Like if you want to go from my house to my kids' school to their daycare, if you are just walking normal pace, 30 minutes. If you are now walking like, faster pace, 25 minutes. I wouldn't say like I didn't sit down to pick it out. It was just how God worked out things for me. The only thing I chose was where I lived. And I just, of course, before you rent a house, you go for viewing, see if you really like the house, and then you pay. That was the only thing that we did. Every other thing, God sorted it out. As we got the house, we now started looking out for, okay, which school are my kids going to be in, which daycare are my kids going to be in. I'm not even talking about my job, because at this point I didn't even have a job. So after we got the house, we found a school for my older kids. This school was just literally very close to my house. And then when I finally got a job, I got this job impromptu, like it came so quick. And then I was supposed to resume on a Monday. I got the news on a Wednesday, for instance, I was supposed to resume on a Monday. So I had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, basically, to put my kids in daycare. If you know Canada, you know that the daycare list is usually long. When you go to put a child in daycare, more often than not, you are asked to be in the queue and wait, right? So before I got my job, I had gone to one daycare just to like ask and know, and they told me to be in the queue. They had the spot for only one child, and there's no way I'm taking only one child. What's the point? So they told me to be in the queue and wait for their call, and they would tell me when to bring, like, come and register both of them. We were in the queue and we never got a call back. So as soon as I got like this job offer, we had only Thursday and Friday. So on Thursday, we went to one daycare. They told us, unfortunately, they are full. We have to be in the queue. But then a miracle happened there, because that daycare now told us there's a new daycare in town, which you may not see on Google, and you may not even see it on Google Map, right? It's that new. So what you want to do is just, they give us a direction, go there, they might have space, they might be able to admit. So it was late to go there on that Thursday. So I went there on a Friday, and they were like, of course, you're more than welcome. So they admitted my two kids. They told us we could even start immediately if we wanted. But then I told them like they would start on Monday. It was okay. Like it was fine for them to start on Monday. So this is my own testimony, how my prayers went ahead and paved way for me. Now, the second part, the way it's normally done, right? Usually, I know that when people come to Canada, if you have like intentions of working, you should start looking out for daycare as soon as possible, because just like I said, more often than not, you would have to be in the queue, and you don't know how long you have to be there. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is to start looking out for daycares around you. You can go physically around your vicinity and check, or you can research online. Once you find a daycare that you're interested in, I would say go there physically, tell them, look at your child, go with your child, and then let them be the ones to tell you to be in the queue. So if you want to work, start early and start looking out for daycare, because sometimes it takes a while before they admit your child, right? Now, this video is not going to be like extremely long. I'm just hitting the nail on the head. Let's not waste time. Now, the third part of this video is financing. Daycare in Canada is expensive. I think everywhere, right? Even before I came to Canada, the reason initially I didn't even start looking out for daycare immediately was because I thought, like, what with the way it costs, what's the point working and just paying the daycare people at the end of the day with the whole money that I made? But then that is why research is important. Do your research. I don't know the province you are. I don't know how things work there, but make your research and find out, how much daycare costs in your province. I think it differs from the province, right? Make your research and find out how much the daycares cost, right? Daycares would normally cost around 1,000, 1 month within that bracket. And I have 2 toddlers that would be in daycare. So you can imagine having to pay like an average of 2,300 or 2,500 to daycare. Then, I mean, what am I earning at the end of the day? Is it worth the stress? So that was my mindset. So when I started making research and asking questions, shout out to Oluchi, my friend. She's the first person that told me that you can actually get grants. She always gives me information, first class information. She was like, I know they give grants and subsidy for like moms, like for kids in daycare. I don't know if you're qualified for that, but you should, that's up to you. You have to like make the research and find out. I told her, thank you, my dear. I took the information and then I started making my own research, personal research, and finding out more about it. So as soon as I got the daycare for my kids, because you need to get a daycare first before you can even apply for grants. So as soon as I got a daycare, that same day I came back and I tendered the application for the subsidy. I think it's subsidy. I know the government provides one, then the daycare provides the other. I don't know if the government, I think government provides subsidy and the daycare provides grant. So they put this sum together and slash it off your bill, and then at the end of the day you have like 70% or even 80% off your bill. You know what that is? It's just a big relief. So I applied. I didn't know if I was qualified. I decided to just shoot my shots, right? So I applied for my kids, and to my greatest surprise and to the glory of God. Okay, let me stop being dramatic. So I applied for my kids. And to the glory of God, the daycare, the letter came in saying like, they were qualified for the daycare and all of that. And yes, this is how, which made it easier for me, made it easier for my family. We were grateful because you can imagine having to pay over 1,000 for a child. I mean, come on. And I have 2 kids, right? It would have been so much weight on me. And I don't think that I would have even taken up that job, to be honest. I would have maybe not being able to be working if I was going to pay that much for daycare. That means I'm literally like working to go and pay my kids daycare. Like, it doesn't make sense. If I'm working, at least I should have something extra, like tangibly extra for myself. But I thank God for that opportunity. And yes, that was how I was able to finance it. And now my kids are in daycare, my older kids are in school. I'm able to work. At this point, let me mention this, please. When you go to put your kids in daycare, don't feel like to ask questions, guys. Ask questions. Anything you want to know, ask questions and be clarified. For us, we ask a lot of questions. My husband does all the questioning while I stand beside him. So we will ask questions about like what their program is like, what the kids eat, and also the activities they get involved with in school. We also ask, is he a Christian school? Is he not? Because we want to know, right? Not necessarily, it must not have to be a Christian school, but then we make it clear that there are certain things that, I mean, we don't want our kids to be exposed to, or if there are like special days where you celebrate these things, or create an awareness, like just let us know so that our kids like stay out of it. We don't want them to be exposed to these things, and we don't want to introduce them to these things, basically, right? We let them know. So ask questions, because these are your children. You don't want to joke with their future. Don't be like, hey, this one daycare I found, though, let me put my children anyhow. Please don't do that. Ask questions. It's very important, because the destiny of those kids, their spiritual well-being is better than that job you're rushing off to go and do. So we always ask those questions. So in my own children's case, is they told us this is not a Christian daycare, it's not a religious, they don't do anything religion, because they have diverse people from different background, different religion in the daycare. So they don't like celebrate any religion. It's just like a normal, they just do like normal daycare thing, and they don't celebrate anything like putting it in the face of the kids. They don't do all that. The only thing they mention that they celebrate is Halloween. And even on Halloween, they don't try to overdo it. They don't do anything scary or any of that. They could just paint pumpkins or just do something fun for the kids. Okay, and we are like, okay, fine, even the Halloween, just let us know, so we'll decide if we really want our kids to participate in that or not. So yeah, so this is my 1 or 2 cents on how you can get a daycare in Canada, and also my own story, how I was able to get my own daycare. I hope you got 1 or 2 value out of this video. So in summary, the first thing you should do is to pray about the daycare you want to put your kids in. Pray about it. After you have prayed about it, start looking out for daycares around you. Once you find a daycare around you, do your own research. I'm not going to do that for you. You have to find out for yourself if you are entitled to grants, and even if it's available in your own province, right? You have to find out, is there anything like grant and subsidy for children in daycare in your own province? Find out for yourself. Then if there is, then find out if you're qualified, apply, and yeah, pray that you get it, and then you put your kids in daycare. Ask the right questions when you're putting your kids in daycare, and then put them in daycare and commit them to God every morning before they go to school, because that is what I do. So guys, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for watching, and I hope you got value from this video. If you did, please leave a comment down below. Just let me know in the comments, are you in Canada with your children? Are they in daycare? What's your experience so far? Just drop that comment down below, and I will see you guys in my next one. Till then, bye.